Hey man, I'm going live, man. I can't talk right now. Uh-uh. Give me a second. Just text it to me. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I need you on the phone right now and calling your people and tell them I am the 5-star general. War has been declared. The good fake doctor against the OG. But the OG come with receipts. I don't just do no talking. Tonight, we start unraveling and undoing the good fake doctor. Let's get to it. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in to the OG 5-star. Because you know, without you guys, I would not have a show. So I really appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with me on a nightly basis. And it's truly a blessing. That's all I can say. Hold on, we getting our privacy settings set. Say, man, I need you to get the kids out the room. I need you to push the share button as many times as you can push it. Because the good doctor, Candace Matthews, has declared war on the OG. I'm good with it. I ain't talking about no news from the day. I just want to get into what I get into. Today, I took a trip over to Sterling, Shire, where the big controversy has been molded apartments, lack of resources, and people living in purgatory. I had the opportunity to sit down today with Coquise Davis, a resident over there in Sterling, Shire, and she gave a real in-depth interview on who's really working for the people in Sterling, Shire. Now, I want you to understand that nobody has paid me to do what I do, contrary to what the good doctor is running around saying and posting on her videos, that people have paid me. She's been very, very careful not to say my name, which is cool. I don't really care. Even if she tells a lie on me, you can say my name. I'm not like you. I don't file frivolous lawsuits. But tonight, I want to expose the truth. And I'm going to do it with verified documentation that anybody can get to. And it is what it is. My good friend Robert Williams said, if Dr. Matthews and the OG collaborated, their power for change. I don't have a problem collaborating with you, Robert Williams. I know your heart is pure. But the biggest lie that's ever been told, and you are a very religious man, is that the devil did not exist. And the devil definitely exists because it pops up in Sterling Shire every now and then. Now, the one thing about me, when I gotta go to war, I don't throw the first punch. I sit back and I don't throw the first punch. In this world that we live in, you guys are always saying that black men don't stand up for black women. You're saying that black men don't stand up for black women. Last Sunday, the good doctor posted a video, and everybody knew who she was talking about. See, subliminal messages don't work when you have the mind of a billy goat. Subliminal messages don't work when you start talking about people wigs and the things that they brought over to the people to help them in Sterling Shire, some dusty Pampers. Well, at least they brought some dusty Pampers because you didn't bring nothing but a news camera. Now, I applaud her efforts. When I saw it, I never said anything. And I just knew in my heart, this ain't gonna end well. Grizzy is the one that exposed it. Grizzy did a good job of what she needed to do, which is what she normally does, a fabulous job. I've spoken to her one time in my life, and she told me she'd watch me all the time. And my thing is I'm proud of anybody that steps up to the plate to try to help people, But what I don't like is when you got a certified, and I hate to use the word because it's really not a word that's in my vocabulary, a bully. It's not, because I don't get bullied. I don't deal with bullies at all. But some people like to bully people that they know that are not going to fight back, not because they're afraid of them, because they just don't have the time nor the patience to fight back. So they'll go after those people. And then they go after people and bully people who they know are afraid of them and won't fight back. But when you step off into my lane and you throw that first punch, that's right up my alley. It's right up my alley. So this started Sunday with a very, very horrible video that was worse than Kim Burrell, where this Black woman that speaks of Black empowerment of Black women, and I'm speaking of the good doctor, drug an African-American woman because she said that she was a clout chaser. Well, if you know Kathy Tatum, Kathy just does the work. Kathy has her demeanor and what she believes in, and that is her right to feel the way that she feels about politicians, and she voices it constantly. God bless her. She has a right to do that. But then when you start going in on people, and Kathy's the type, she wasn't going to fight her, not because she was scared of her, because she just doesn't have the time. You see what I'm saying? And she's busy helping the community. And this is all about who's doing what for the people of Sterling Shire. So as a Black man, I saw the video. As a strong Black man that doesn't have a problem defending my African American sisters, I decided that I would defend her because the good doctor made a comment in her video where she said she started a Black and Brown coalition with Grizzy, and the Black and Brown coalition was about to have a problem with Dr. Kathy Tatum. Now, if we go back a few months when she got into the fisticuff, see, I'm using words you don't know nothing about, because maybe my education is legitimate. But she did the same thing to Aubrey Taylor when he wrote an article about something, and she decided she would partner with the LGBTQ community. And then some of these people even got my inbox and started coming at me. She said, you don't threaten somebody's money and their job, which she said basically that's what Kathy did to somebody. Maybe it was Grizzy or whoever. I don't know if it's true or not. But you don't threaten somebody's job. But aren't you the same person that threatened Aubrey Taylor's livelihood when you were going to shut him down and he wasn't going to make any money? And see, what you do is you like to throw rocks and hide your hands. You like to name drop like you know a bunch of people. Like you said in your video, Pimp C was your cousin. You've been running around talking about Symphonia Thompson is your godmother. Eric Carr is your brother. Ain't none of them people kin to you. None of them. But that's what you like to do. Shit, one of the greatest rappers to ever live is a good friend of mine. But I don't throw his name out there every day. You threw people's name out in that video because what you do is you need backup on your bullshit. You need people to validate your bullshit. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. But then I go do the interview this morning, and then she, post a picture of a gun with her and her husband on it. And they will protect their family with everything in their power. I don't know what kind of gun it would. Look like a 9mm. And I felt that was a slug towards me. And I'm over here shaking. I'm shaking so bad that I went into your hood today, shaking. And I went into your hood by myself, shaking. Here's my thing. When they made one gun, they didn't stop making them. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I need to make a phone call. Hold on a second. I'm going to do it on the phone. Hold on. Let me try something real quick. Because I'm a little nervous, because it seemed like you threatened me. And I ain't going to snitch on you or nothing. But let me make a phone call. Let's try this here. Might be busy. Hold on. Might have to leave a message.
Please leave your message for 21447009005. Sorry, mailbox is full. To send an SMS notification, press 5.
They'll call me back. See, because let me tell you what I just did. I'm running a very unique clique. Look at Dr. Candace Matthews. I need you to stay with me now. And we like family. And our family don't tolerate people threatening us. Now, I know there's been some accusations of folks running around putting guns in people's sides. Ain't nobody gonna put no gun in my side. Folks running up on folks. Ain't nobody finna run up on me. I'm not worried about that. I'm over here shaking. But by the time I finish this thing tonight, you're going to be shaking like a stripper at $2 Tuesday. Yeah. See, I don't throw the first punch when the war starts, y'all. And I ain't the type to start drama, but I'm the type to finish. So let me tell you how my day started off. It started off this morning. I went and did the interview with Coco Davis over in Sterling, Shire. Very nice young lady. Didn't have the opportunity to meet her husband, but hopefully one day I will, because I'll be going back to meet them. Made sure that I got with my people and made sure that they had, resources coming to them. And it is what it is. I mean, because that's how I operate. I don't need the cameras anymore to do any of that. I just do it from the heart. So, expungements, real expungements, job training, trying to help cats get TWIC cards. We're going to do all that because that's what we do. So after that, that's when the videos started coming from the good doctor. And I laugh at that shit, man. There were accusations in the video that said I don't do anything for my community. You sure? You want to say that about me? You sure? This good old Republican in a Democratic neighborhood in a park where senior citizens meet, and have been meeting since Harvey. There were no lights in the park. The good old OG, the Republican, had to walk senior citizens to their car so that they would not be mugged in this park. And I made them a promise that the lights that were not on since Hurricane Harvey, give me 48 hours. And in less than 48 hours, those lights were on for those senior citizens to continue to meet in that park. And one of them called me, 89 years old. We don't give a damn about your political affiliation when you ready to go to Austin, Mr. Monroe. But I don't do anything for my neighborhood. Local high school started football practice 10 days ago, 11 days ago. They didn't have a water cow. And I put the word into my alumni page. And I can promise you, in less than 2 days, over 200 cases of water. I ain't even counting the pallet that was sent over by City Councilwoman at large Letitia Plummer for those children. So when you say that I don't do what I do for my community, the reason you can say that is because I don't bring the news cameras, clown. I just do the work. See, when you were sleeping, when you didn't know, one of my JY alumni on here telling you right now, we don't even want to talk about South Lawn Evil. When I showed up with $40,000 worth of clothes, making sure we take care of our babies. You don't want to talk about the senior citizen home where I said, I'm going to take the finest of the finest, which was all polo, and outfitted my seniors in polo gear, top to bottom. But I don't do nothing for my community because you didn't see the news cameras. So that made you think that I don't work for my community? First of all, shut your raggedy, funky breath mouth. When you can get up and do what I do, then you will make a difference. You will make a difference. So whether it's here, flying into St. Louis to help feed the homeless, or feed the community with my Panther brothers, whether it's standing and going to war in Minneapolis with the communities, whether it's in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I made a mayor recognize the dead black man's family and recognize him. How dare you, with your garbage ass, say I don't work for my community? See, I get love everywhere I go. Real OG transcends no matter what. So while you've been trying to ride up and down Homestead with your swingers, I've been riding down the Shaw in a 6'4" for the last 30, 40 years. 3-wheel motion coming down the Shaw. And if you don't know what the Shaw is, that's Crenshaw Boulevard. That means I came from West Hollywood, went under the 405, and it turned into Crenshaw Boulevard. So I actually was on the corner. I went to that corner. You understand? Crenshaw and Slauson. I was looking for Smokey. When you were in beautician school, I used to fly to LA just to fuck around on a Friday night. See, when you ain't never had money, you don't know how to act when you get it. Understand? That's why you got to post everything you do. But I'm a little bit older now, a little bit smarter. I don't show everything I do because I know some people hate that when you do that. So I think I've debunked the fact that I don't work in the community. Yes, I do. And I ain't bring up shit from 40 years ago. I'm bringing up shit that I'm on right now. And I'm on some major shit right now. That's why I've been a little quiet until you poked the bear. You walk around here like you God gift to Houston. You walk around here like everybody is beneath you. I believe that she resembles Lil Kim, myself, the leprechaun. You walk around here like ain't nobody got money. See, no matter if my people got money or not, I treat them like the kings and the queens that they are. That's the way I've always been. Even when I was in the game, I would treat a smoker like a king and a queen because that person made sure that I made money. I don't treat people horribly like you. You're an evil spirit. And the people that you are so infatuated with, they're evil spirits also. But you say that I'm clout chasing. I want to share a screen with you. Let's share a screen. And I want to go right here. Let me see. Let's share this screen. Do you see what I'm looking at? It's called the definition of a clout chaser. It's a noun. Clout chaser, plural, clout chasers, informal. A person who attempts to gain political or social power and influence, especially through association or conflict with public figures. They must have knew your life story because that's what you do on a daily. Let me tell you what you do. You walk around and you kiss politicians' asses. And it goes all the way back to the night when you had Rodney Ellis on your show. You, Critical, Elvante Patton, all wearing the same shirts. You remember how you went to Ellis's office prior to going on your show to pick up your shirts? I know who brought you. When you said that never happened, I know who brought you. You had to have been brought. Let me make y'all think about this. The show was virtual. So how did all of y'all, including the commissioner, end up with the same shirts on? The same commissioner who you drug like a Persian rug for stolen art that's stored over there in Southeast Houston. You sold the community out that night. You didn't ask him the tough questions. You know why? Because you needed him to be your friend. You needed him. Hold on a second, y'all. There we go. You needed him to be your friend because you had something else that you wanted to do. And your whole plot was to become somebody in the political world so that you could be a big dog. You sold out a long time ago, so I guess you got what you wanted. So now all you do is you run around and you kiss politicians' behinds. So let me see something. And according to what I know, the only reason that politicians deal with you is you claim somebody is your brother. And they fool with you. Now, this came from your brother. And he's not your brother. See, everybody's sick of you with your lies. Everybody's sick of you with your lies. You're not Pimp C's cousin. I personally knew Chad Butler. You're not Pimp's cousin. You're not Sinfronia Thompson's goddaughter. I know that for a fact because she told it to me herself. You're not Eric Carr's sister. Not at all. Everywhere you go, you create drama. Everybody you come in association with, you create drama and havoc. And some people believe that you are this powerful entity, the hammer of accountability. Nah, I don't think you the hammer of accountability. I think the circus came to town and they forgot to pick up one of their clowns on the way out. So I want to talk to you tonight because I want to tell you people something that when you decide to come for the OG, I go to work. And I remember months and months and months ago, we proved that you didn't have a doctoral degree. I'm not alleging that. I know for a fact that you don't have one. And because of Eric Carr, I let it go. I don't care what you do. If you got to fake it till you make it, then so be it. But you know what? Because you didn't have a doctoral degree, and because you decided to swing at me, I went and did some homework. And I figured out something that even Mr. Taylor didn't know. I figured out you violated state and federal law. That's what I figured out. And I figured out that you're violating state and federal law as we speak. So I made a few phone calls this morning to some prominent politicians. And this is what I delivered to them. It's a one-on-one fight. She's going to name call you. And if you step into my arena, I'm going to come for you, Mr. Politician. And you know what those politicians said? And I did a couple of those calls in front of Coquise Davis over in Sterling Shire. Mr. Monroe, we ain't got nothing to do with that. You do whatever you want to do. We ain't co-signing nothing. So that means that your friendly neighborhood politicians don't want to run up on the OG. Because you know why? Ain't no telling what I got in my little treasure trove for any of them. And if I dial their numbers, I already got them. And that's why I can talk to them the way that I talk to them. Now, no disrespect to Jesse Jackson. Jesse's not in the physical state that he used to be in, but you keep throwing his name out there. The Rainbow Push Coalition, according to the conversations that I've had with him, say that you're not on the national website. And if you're not there, they're really not affiliated with you. So what exactly does a steering committee for the great state of Texas for the Rainbow Push Coalition does? What do they do? Especially one that's not official. What do a steering committee do since you're in charge of it? You care about your community so much. You were supposed to chair some committees at the Democratic Convention in Dallas last weekend. Why did you let your constituents down when you showed up late and you didn't chair your committees? Since you care so much about the community that you grew up in, you care so much about it that you don't even live there anymore. You don't live there at all. But you care so much about that community. You care so much about that community that you won't hold any elected officials accountable for what they're not doing to that community. Them not doing their job and a lack of performance You can't call out the peoples whose ass you're kissing. You can't do that. So I went and I started digging. I figured out that you're violating state and federal law. You like to watch my videos? Well, keep watching. So we went there. The first thing is, I want to say that you say you're providing resources for Sterling Shire. The residents over there say that's a lie. That it's Kathy Tatum that's supplying the resources and helping them find somewhere to stay. That you only just keep showing up with your news cameras. This is what these people say. Let me check something forward. Let's see if this is it. Let me share the screen for you guys. Can you see this? You can see this, can't you? Okay, so let's go in here. Let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger. You posted this on your page and you told them, tell them Dr. Matthews sent you. And this is a flyer where they're supposed to be doing something on July 30th, 10 to 12 p.m., the community center on Rittenhouse Street in North Houston, where they will give away backpacks and school supplies, help you with criminal record sealing, screenings for first 50 people, COVID vaccines for all ages, enhanced library cards with photo IDs. But these people at the bottom, these people like HCC, Bayou City, you see what I'm saying? Those are the people that are doing that. So why you need a flyer saying, tell them Dr. Matthews sent you? You ain't providing no resources. You clout chasing. You're trying to take credit for something that you ain't doing. And, today, you running around trying to get people's going into the office. You need a list of people who have gotten hotels and houses. Well, why would you need that if you're helping them? If you're helping them do that, wouldn't you have a list? Wouldn't you have a list? No, sound like you clout chasing. You're trying to take credit for what's going on in Sterling Shire. First day, you shine the spotlight with the help of Grizzy. Grizzy didn't even need you. And if Grizzy is smart, Grizzy will move on from you and get back to what she's great at doing, because hanging around with you, that's not going to work too well for her in the end. Because as soon as you figure out you don't need her, you're going to throw her to the curb. Yeah, that's how you operate. So here's my thing. You're violating state and federal law. We told y'all a long time ago, we showed you that. First, she say she went to Texas A&M. Then she went to Temple University. You went from a bachelor's to a PhD in 5 years. Then when we started applying pressure, you say you went to Macedonia College, and that's in Nigeria. We showed the classroom that you supposedly went to school at in Nigeria. It looked like Tweeter's Motel. I even blew up the doctoral degree of what you said you had, and you could see the cut and paste job. The lines didn't add up. None of that. I mean, they didn't connect. None of that. And from that point, I'm like, she's a waste of my time, because now I know she's fake and her degrees are fake too. But you slipped. One morning I got an email from somebody that sent me some information. They sent me some information. And what it was is your actual application to do child placement with CPS. And on that documentation was a copy of a transcript from the University of Southern California. Now, I don't know how you crisscrossing the country. You know, you going from one state all the way across the country to another state to go to school. Don't know how you doing that. Don't have a clue. But Temple, Texas A&M, you know, the University of Southern California, Macedonia. You've been to all these schools and you have a doctoral degree in less than 5 years. I am in year 4 of college and I'm still on my bachelor's, and I'd be damned if you smarter than me in a classroom. Now, I know for a fact that you have a cosmetology license. I don't know if it's still valid, from San Jack. You know how to do hair. But in order for you to do child placement, you needed something. And this is the part I've been sitting on. So first of all, I want to go to a document. Let's go. I'm going to pull up a screen. Hold on a second. Search. So we want the search one. Okay. Let's share it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start right here. This is your actual application, Texas Department of Family Protective Services, application for child care administrator license or child placing agency administrator license. Now, I want y'all to notice something right here. It says that she went to USC from 2002 to 2005. Let's start at the bottom. You went to Temple and got a Bachelor's of Science from 1996 to 2000. And then you got a Master's of Education from 2000 to 2001. And then for some strange reason, you took a year off and you got a PhD, a doctorate in educational leadership at the University of Southern California from 2002 to 2005. So it took you basically 11 years to do that, but before you took your Facebook page down, you said you did all of that at Texas A&M and some other universities in 5 years. But now this takes you almost 9 to 10 years to do. So you say you got your doctorate from USC, right? You say you got your doctorate from USC. So what I want to do is I want to share a screen with you. So you got your doctorate. Follow me, y'all, because now I'm going to make it make sense. From 2002 to 2005. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I can get all of this through open records. State of Texas, I'm good doing what I do. You got your doctorate from 2002 to 2005 in Los Angeles, California, from the University of Southern California. Okay, so now we're going to stop this screen. But something strange. Being a member of the press, I can obtain information. So now I want to share a screen with you. Subject. Let's make sure we got it. All right. This is an email from Stephanie Magura. An email from Stephanie Magura. Now, you say you got your PhD from 2002 to 2005 at the University of Southern California. Stephanie Magura is the Associate Registrar, Academics Records and Registrar, University of Southern California. This email was sent to me. But something strange, because according to Miss Magura, we have no record of this individual attending USC. So who's lying? Is it you, or if it's Stephanie Magura that's lying? I'm trying to figure that one out. I don't know. Maybe you did go. I don't know. But see, here's where the problem comes in. Here's where the problem comes in. Now, as we go down, let's go back to the document. We're going to stop the screen. We're going to share the screen again. And we're going to go back to your application. All right. Let's go back to your application. And this is, you filled it out. All right. You say you worked at Shotwell Middle School. And you were in charge of developing policies and procedures in consultation with the board of directors. See, these people don't even read. What board of directors? But anyway, let's go down. Let's go down. So down here, right here, let's talk about this right here. Felony and professional charges and convictions. You say you've never been to jail. Okay, you sign that. That's your signature. So now we're going to go down here. Department of Protective Services, Administrator Licensing Reference. So now you do your reference, and you notice we redacted critical information. And I want to come down here because it's something I'm looking for. Follow me on this. Let's go down here. Okay. So you're signing affidavits, you're swearing to this, to where this can get you in a lot of trouble if this documentation is not right. Request for your criminal history, you were good. And you certified that the information on this form contains no willful misrepresentation and that the information given is true and complete to the best of your knowledge. So now as we go down the form, right? This is a system email that they sent you. They cleared your background. You were good. So now they getting ready to just license you so that you can run this thing that you need to run. All right. Did the FBI background check. You come back clean. All right. All right. Name of your company is Children of Diversity, Agape Manor Home Child Placing Agency. Okay. So let's go on down. Let's go on down. We're going, whoa, what's this? This is a copy of your transcript from the college that said you never went there. That's a copy of your transcript from the college that said you were never a student there. Let's do this here. You said, please send back ASAP. Don't wet or put water on this document because it will damage it badly. Respectfully, Candace Inicio. Well, here's the problem. According to the guidelines for opening a placement agency within the state of Texas, that you couldn't send them a copy of your transcript. It had to come from the institution itself. So somebody dropped the ball with the state of Texas and they let you do this. This is a transcript, your transcript for your doctorate. And you got all these grades and all this on here. So you created a fake federal document. And the question is, why did you need that document? Because in order to open a placement agency, you have to have at least a master's or a PhD. Now, am I saying this or do I know this for a fact? Let's stop the screen. Now I want to share screen with you. Let's go in and let's see. Let's share screen. Now I want you to understand something. I need you to follow me. In order to open up your placement agency, you had to have at least a master's or a PhD. It has been proven that you did not attend the University of Southern California. The documentation that you sent to the state of Texas to be able to do this was fraudulent. How do I know? Because let me show you what the rules actually say. I went to the site last night. Number 3 on these rules says you have to submit evidence of one of the following: an experience-related qualifications, a master's or doctorate degree, a bachelor's degree, and at least 2 years of full-time child care or related work experience. All applicable work experience must be documented on the application form. You must submit an original official transcript or letter of verification from the appropriate educational institute to verify your education. Electronic official transcripts can be accepted when requested to be sent directly to the administrator of licensing division. A printed out transcript received electronically, basically it says, will not be accepted. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus right here. There's no way in hell they would have gave you a license to open up a child placement agency and you didn't have a master's or a doctorate. This is the reason that the fictitious document ended up on your application. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to go talk to old Jackleg and tell old Jackleg we need to sue him. And then I get discovery in a court of law and I get to prove this. But in the meantime, since you wanted that smoke, I've notified the state of Texas to make them aware that you falsified the documentation inside of your application. I'm also going to the Harris County District Attorney. And let me tell you how this is going to work. she's not going to be able to deal with it because she's giving money to your organization, which is a sham pack, a fake pack, the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. So she will have to recuse herself. This will probably go to a neighboring county, which are ran by Republicans. I got a strange feeling that though the grand jury will indict you, I also have a strange feeling that when it's all said and done, every single dollar that you have received from the state of Texas, while you have fraudulently ran this placement service, you will be required to pay back in the form of restitution. So what I want you to do is I want you to ball out the gym. I want you to keep looking down on people because you feel you got more money than them. And I want you to keep talking. But can you explain to the people, why would Stephanie Magura from the University of Southern California lie on you and say that you've never attended that university? And then you come up with a fictitious transcript on your original application to start a child placement agency, fictitiously, falsely. And that's the part I never told y'all. Now, what you can do is you can call the Robert Williams and you can call the Eric Carr, who's kept me off your ass for months. But I didn't throw the first punch in this. Explain to us, since you care so much about our community, why would you misrepresent yourself? Why would you do that? You stood in front of Texas state legislation and you battled CPS. And the whole time you've been running a fraudulent placement agency. Maybe not fraudulent. Maybe it was. Oh, and by the way, I know about the name switching over and I know about all that. That's an old dope boy move where you take something out of your name and put it in your people's names. I know everything I need to know. Every single thing that I need to know. But you had no clue that I knew what the guidelines were. You had no clue that I knew what policy and procedure was. This is why you had to tack on the fake doctrine. You're going to pay back every single dollar. So if I was you, I wouldn't go on a spending spree right now. I would not do that. I got a strange feeling you're going to need every dollar you got to beat this. And I don't think that you have the wherewithal to ever step in the arena with the OG. So what you want to do is what you normally do. You're going to run around. He's a lie. It's not the man. Everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody ain't lying on you, baby. I don't wake up in the mornings wanting to lie on you. I don't wake up in the mornings wanting to defame you. I don't wake up in the mornings wanting to slander you. But I am not going to sit back one more day and watch you disrespect hardworking Black women in the community that bust their behinds for these people when you ain't doing nothing but showing up with your news cameras, faking and frauding. So explain to these people, is the document legitimate? Is that your actual application? Because it is. So now the question becomes, like you put on your post, we playing chess. Checkmate. And you the queen, and I got you cornered now. Checkmate. Checkmate. So all of y'all that want to affiliate with her, she does all this good work. She don't do jack shit. Let's get that straight. You can come and say what Gary Monroe don't do. But my community know I leave it on the floor. Whenever I get out there, I leave it on the floor. Even when I'm sick, I'm going to leave it on the floor. But disrespecting people, talking about folks' hair. Everybody can't spend $600-700 on their hair. Everybody can't spend $400 or $500 on their nails. You must be making a lot of money to be able to do that. But you know what's so amazing? That don't you have to account for the time that you work with this placement agency? I hope that you're not falsifying your timesheets, because it's no way in hell you working 40 hours a week and you doing press conferences and you all over in Sterling Shire dealing with that 5-6 days in a row. I pray that you're not falsifying your timesheets. I keep telling you, you ain't built to deal with me. You're not built to deal with me. And the last time I had an issue with you, I handled it like a man. I called your husband myself, because I don't do disgruntled wives. I'm not going to argue with them. I called your husband and had a man-to-man talk with him. And according to him, he done told you to get out of this foolishness and stop doing the things that you're doing. So do I have a problem with Pac-Man? No. I don't really even know the dude. I really don't. I ain't got no issues with that dude at all. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and let you play with me. Take your ass to Walmart and go get you some fucking toys. Because if you keep playing with me, I talked about it last night. The separation of the black family. And one way that we are separated is when one of the parents end up going to jail. You ain't the smartest person in the world at all. You're not the smartest person in the world. I'm here. So now, you like to twerk on live videos? Start twerking. But that ain't gonna be twerking, that's shaking. That's shaking. Because you're afraid now. You're afraid. You're scared, little girl. You are a scared little girl right now. Because you went and poked the bear. The guy that don't fuck with nobody. I hold people accountable. And now, we're gonna hold you accountable. I don't think that you'll like that. I don't think that you want to answer for that. But I will tell you this. The biggest lie that ever been told is that the devil did not exist. And guess what? That was a lie. You know why? He may not exist, but his goddamn daughter do. It's a reason I'm the best in the business. Every night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, I make them shake like strippers at $2 Tuesday. Who am I? Doc! I'm the 5-star general. This ain't business. It's personal. And I shall not sleep until I hold you accountable. Until Monday, I holler at you. Clown.